Okay, small audience today, but I'll just record the content anyway. Looks like we had the links to this series expire last week, so I've refreshed them today and nobody got the notice. But let's keep going with today's Success Strategies webinar. If you're one of the few people on, feel free to comment here. And what we'll talk about is, I want to talk about targeting another state that people are moving out of with an ad. I want to show kind of a walkthrough of me doing that on the screen here, and then we'll talk a little bit about some updates that are coming to the tasking system here at Inside Real Estate. So the record button is hit. You can get the recordings at insiderealestate.com/webinars, insiderealestate.com/webinars. We'll take you to a YouTube playlist that looks like this. So right here, and you can always get the links to the latest webinars as well. So here's the playlist, lots of content there. Be sure to share with your team. So the task updates that we have coming up, they are as follows. So, and we'll have more details in about a week when these launch, but just want to get everybody excited and ready. Only system created tasks will delete after 7 days. So right now, all tasks delete after 7 days. So manually created tasks will never be removed from the system. I think a lot of people will be happy with that. Users can edit and delete tasks. So that's a new thing. Users can mass mark a task as done. So you'll be able to check off a bunch of tasks and mark them as done, and also mass delete. And then you'll also be able to snooze tasks so they pop up later. So you'll be able to choose a snooze duration. And then you'll be able to hover over the task name and click to open the task to edit the pop-up. So there's that's a UI change, and there's a good number of functional changes coming to tasks, which should come out. Generally, we'll release this stuff on a Tuesday. So a week from today, around October 20th, I think is when the plan is for this to come out, as far as I know. Now, let's go ahead into this example here. I happen to be in Florida. I was talking to the broker here. It seems like we're getting a lot of people from California moving out of California because of the kind of economic environment and everything that's going on in California. And a lot of people are starting to come into our kind of KV core system from Los Angeles and other areas in California. And we're starting to target some of the marketing there. Now, if you're in California already, or you're in Florida, you're not in Florida, what I'm about to do still applies to you. And it just brings to mind the idea that, you can target people who live in another state. And almost any market where you are, there's probably an area, a third-party area, where you can kind of run advertising and encourage people to come into your area. And I think one of the big advantages to doing this, big advantage to this approach, is that most people out of town won't already know an agent in your area, right? So, right now, if you're just kind of counting on your local sphere of influence and everybody you know to work with you, you're competing with the other person in your sphere who has a license, and there's probably a good 4, 5, 10 of you, right? who are probably competing who know people. Everybody knows a handful of real estate agents. Well, if you start tailoring your marketing to those out-of-town people, there's a good chance that somebody coming here to Florida from Los Angeles in California doesn't already know 5 real estate agents in this market. So if I can build funnels early on and start to attract these people with this on their mind, not only am I creating business out of thin air, maybe they weren't thinking about this yesterday, and I'm planting the seed for the idea. So I'm making the market, so to speak, right? Making the market like people do in the stock market, but you can make the real estate market. You can create a desire to buy property in your area. So not only doing that, but I'm generating a high quality prospect who has a low probability of working with another agent in my area, as long as I stay responsive and on top of things. So I was kind of blabbing on a minute here because I was waiting for a YouTube video to load that I recorded about 15 minutes. It was taking forever to load, but it just got done on my laptop over here. So I want to bring up this video and kind of show you guys what I'd like to do today is run an ad for a video I created inviting Californians to move to my market. I'm having trouble finding the video. I'm gonna just bear with me. I'm going to go over to my laptop and just send myself a link to this video. I can't find it in my thing here. So just 1 second, just bear with me. Oh boy. It's not popping up in my YouTube. It does that sometimes, but I should be able to find it right now. Here we go. Okay, little tech voodoo here. Okay, so I'll run this. This, of course, I spent very little time on. I just pulled my laptop out and used the webcam with Screencast-O-Matic, and I just made this little 40-second video that I want to use in Facebook and YouTube ads. And I just hope this is inspiring for you. I'll probably go back and put a collared shirt on and maybe clean up a little bit and do this more officially. I might even split test it against the ugly version. A lot of time the ugly version will work better, but here's the idea.
Hi, my name is Ryan. I'm a real estate agent here in sunny St. Petersburg, Florida. If you're thinking about leaving California, you might want to check out St. Pete, Florida. The weather's just as good as Southern California most of the year. It gets a little hot in the summer. And the housing, the real estate is very affordable. This house I'm standing at now is a couple of blocks from the water. The value is about $200,000. Yeah, I know that's kind of like a rent payment out there in California, but you can get a house, 3-bedroom, 2 baths in Pinellas County here on the Gulf Coast of Florida, you know, somewhere in the 200 to 400 range, you can get something really decent. So go ahead, click the button down below if you want to browse some listings in the area. If you want to set up a time to maybe talk with me or anybody on my team, we'd be happy to talk to you. If you want to come over to Florida, you know, avoid those state income taxes and everything else that you guys have going on.
Okay, so that's me just rambling in front of the camera. Again, it's 48 seconds. The idea here is that I'm going to use this in a YouTube ad and possibly Facebook ads. So what I want to show you today, I'm going to go into my YouTube account and just run this ad. I think I've shown these on a webinar before, but you'll see how quick and easy this can be. I spent a minute recording the video, one take. I spent about 3 minutes in Screencast-O-Matic adding the text overlay that you see there. It took about 10-15 minutes for some reason for it to upload to YouTube, but wasn't that, you know, that cumbersome. We can all upload a video to YouTube. And now I'll show you the process. I'll show you the process of doing this. And then Shane's bringing up a great point. People in New Jersey love to move to Florida, which is what I did. And I'm definitely going to do this for New Jersey too. And just say, dude, you got to get out of Northern Jersey, because anybody who lives in Northern Jersey still just something's wrong with them. I don't know. Great point, Shane. I don't know. Yeah, I don't get it. Anyway, especially, you know, the cost of a house up there in California versus what it costs down here. Anyway, you triggered me there, Shane. All right. Anyway, let's get this done. I'm going to go into Google AdWords now, ads.google.com right here. And I will just say, for anybody from New Jersey who gets mad at me, I'm from New Jersey. So I feel like I have a little bit of street cred. I can bust on it a little bit, but I don't know why you still live up there. All right. So let me go into, gotta find the account here. 1 second. I'm going to do this in Forever, Florida, since it's for the real estate brokerage. And so the first step was to get the YouTube ad live. I don't want to glance over that. So for a YouTube video ad on Google, you need a YouTube link. So that's kind of what I've uploaded, and then I've copied onto my clipboard here and have ready to go. And now I'm going into my ad account, and I'll do new campaign. I will do website traffic is fine. I'll choose video since I'm doing a video ad. Click continue. And, you know, don't be afraid to do these videos. That you just talk to the camera and invite somebody from another state to move to your state. You probably are excited about where you live, so just let that excitement show through. Don't be shy. Just say, hey, here's a couple reasons why you might want to move here. There's no template. Just keep it under, you know, between 30 seconds and 2 minutes, and you're going to do fine. So I'll call this campaign California Invite to Florida RH. So that's just the name of it. My bid strategy, they're only giving me wow, they're only giving me maximize conversion and target CPA. It feels like this is different every time. I'll go to maximize conversions and just let Google try to get as many conversions as they can for me. But later I may change that. I wouldn't obsess over that, but go with maximize conversions to start. Daily, let's just go with a good number. I'll go 20 bucks. I mean, I might go 50 just to really start getting some traction. 20 should be good. And then this is going to be the important part. I'm probably going to turn off the video partners on a display network and have it only be on YouTube videos. But the important part is going to be this locations to target, right? So the whole point of this is that I'm going to target California, but California is a massive state. I might target specific metros in California. In this case, since we know that we're getting a lot of kind of Los Angeles DMA, that market area, for whatever reason, has been kind of hitting us up on our website. I'm just going to try that out. We're going to target just LA with this ad. So it's people in LA. There is an option, where is that? Where it's like people in LA. Let's do advanced. Okay, don't worry about it. Never mind that. There's this option where you can target people who've in LA or interested in LA, but I wouldn't worry too much about that right now, and I'm not finding the setting. I think it sometimes appears after. All this stuff I'm going to leave as is. We'll do Ryan's video. Now, it might be a good idea to get somebody else in your office to do a video, right? Get your broker, get another team member, and you can always run the two videos side by side in the same campaign later and see whose video converts better. So we'll do Ryan's video. Maybe I'll have Delia's video or somebody else in the office there again. I'm going to leave the demographics and the audiences blank. You can, this would be interesting. It would be interesting to choose an in-market audience for people who are searching residential properties. Let's do that. My only fear would be maybe there's not enough traffic, but LA seems to be a big market. It says 350 million impressions, who knows? So I'm choosing an in-market audience. According to Google, it's people who are searching real estate related stuff. Okay, so they're kind of looking for things related to residential real estate. In-market real estate, I'll choose that as well. Okay, we'll leave all my keywords, topics, all that the same. And now all I need to do is paste in my YouTube video. There I am, looking goofy as ever, right there in the video. And then my final URL, I probably could take some time and build a custom landing page for this, but really, I know that off a Google ad, the website converts pretty well. So I'm just going to drive people today straight to my KV course site. I might try a landing page later, but what I'll do is I'll just run a search in my county. All right, let's do this the right way, guys. I was getting a little lazy. Let's build a proper squeeze link so we can track everything, right? So I need to go into my account here. Just bear with me a second. Just logging into my account here in another window. So we'll build the squeeze link. Sometimes I get lazy and I manually add the parameters for the squeeze link, and I forget that I'm doing this live on a training. So you guys probably aren't going to be doing that. So I'll use the tool here inside of KV Core. That's what's going on. So I'll go to Lead Engine, and then I'll choose my domain under Squeeze Page. And this is going to be the place where I drive people, right? So I could choose my whole county. I could choose my city. I'll just choose the whole county since it's somebody out of town. That's at your discretion what area you want to put there. And I'll just kind of just send them to a link to all the listings, but I am going to do something a little sneaky. Let's start it at 150K. I don't want to start them in the really low end where there's like, where it's all shells and stuff like that. But it might be interesting to just kind of land them on a link that has the lowest end to get people from California excited about my market. And this would be something you do, if you're advertising a specific type of property in your video, or you want people to find it remarkable what they can get real estate for in your market. Something you might do. And I'll do 2+ bedrooms, generate link. Oops, I forgot my source is Google. My hashtag will be Google California CA Google PPC. I'm making that up. So that'll be the hashtag. I'll leave it as the default. Property views, generate link. And this is important. You need to use the longer link with Google Ads. Google and Facebook don't like when you have used the shorter link because they don't like links that redirect to another URL. So I'll go ahead and just copy that to my clipboard. And then I'll put my final URL right here. And then my display URL, I'll just use the main domain so I don't see my name in it. And then it was too long, but I just need to show that, like that. My call to action, it looks like they've gotten a little better here. It used to be really, well, it looks a little different, but my call to action is move to Florida. Too long, move to Florida. How about that right there? So you can do that. Search Florida real estate. All right, so real estate's too long. Homes, good, that worked. Move to state and search state homes. That actually will work for anybody. So that template might work. I do have trouble sometimes figuring out how to only use 10 or 15 characters in these, but it worked out okay there. And then this you can all leave exactly as is and click create campaign. And just like that, you can pop yourself into a third party and out of town metro area, talking to people in that market about reasons why they might want to move to your area. And the cost per click here, the views A view is when somebody watches for 25 seconds, I believe. You don't get charged for every skipped ad. But a view is usually like 10 to 20 cents, and a click should be a few bucks. So this is a high quality kind of interested lead that you can generate. And as you saw, the process of running the ad isn't that hard. The kind of most complicated part is just recording that video and getting the YouTube URL generated. Once you run the ad, of course, it can take a little while. I think they do some kind of manual review, or at least it feels that way, because they don't usually go live right away. It usually takes either a half day or a full 24 hours. I've had it take 2 days before they approved a new ad in. So I don't know, maybe sometimes they are like, they might be looking at it to see if it, fits their terms and conditions. Generally, anytime I've done a video where it's just me talking to the camera, I haven't had problems with Google approving my ad. I have had some ads turned down where I'm doing like a screenshot and it kind of looks kind of ugly. They don't seem to love those that much, but you can try it and just test on your own. So that's that. Of course, I could take the same video and do the same exact process with a Facebook ad in California as well. And I probably will just take the same exact video, run it through, maybe do a lead ad and just see what happens. But let me know if you're live here. There's only a few of you on. I kind of bungled up the invite link. I'll send an email out later today and just invite everybody in our audience to come to these. But if you have any questions or comments, smart aleck comments for you, Shane, if you're watching live, go ahead and let me know now. But that's kind of it. That's the demo I had today. The idea is to run yourself, to go think about that state, or that it could even be another area in your state, right? That county that people are moving in from, and go create an ad. So a good question from Bob, what would be the cost for the ad? So let me show you. I can probably find, let's see if I can find some old campaigns and some old data. I don't know if I've ever done one out of this account. Give me 1 second, but generally you should be able to get a view. I'm going to go to an account that has these ads active, a lot of them active. You should be able to get a view for about 20 cents. So, but let me just show you. And Shane probably knows if he's still watching too. He can give you numbers, but the way that I usually find myself doing these ads, just for what it's worth, is as a retargeting. That's also powerful like that, but on occasion, I've been able to do cold lead generation, and it's been something that I've wanted to get better at. And I think in this case, where you have kind of a very interesting kind of angle, you're twisting a knife, there's a pain point for those people in California. It's amazing what's happening out there, with like just everything. It's crazy year for everybody, but California is getting it good. And you can kind of twist the knife, introduce a new idea, and make the market. I have a hunch that this could do pretty well. So let's go ahead and do all time. So here are just some old campaigns. It's not a real estate ad, but these numbers are very consistent with what I've seen in real estate. So you can see here, cost per view. That's somebody who watches the full video before they watch another YouTube video. 5 cents, 12 cents. This one was expensive, 83 cents. Cost per click. Find those. And keep in mind, these conversion numbers, I'm not always going for conversions. So if you're seeing those and going, oh, that's expensive, that's because a lot of times these are retargeting ads. But yeah, a view is usually about 5 to 12 cents, and then a click is usually between $1 and $3, Bob. Yeah. So it's comparable. It's comparable to what you might experience on Facebook. I think the advantage here, Google in particular, is if you can get somebody to watch the full 25 seconds, and they're sold on the idea and the call to action, it's a pretty high quality click. If somebody watches this whole thing and they actually click through to my website to search for real estate, they've kind of qualified themselves as interested. The other thing, of course, about video is that by the time they're done watching, they either don't want to work with me because they don't like me, which is fine, because then I don't end up working with a difficult client, right? Or they kind of have built a little rapport up with you because they've heard your voice and seen you talk a little bit, and they kind of already know who you are. So when they opt into your website and they start getting your emails, or they get an auto text or whatever it might be, they already know who you are. They're pretty warmed up. Like, hey, yeah, you're the guy I saw in the video. Thanks for calling me back. And then the conversation flows a lot smoother. Bob's asking, sorry for my ignorance. Can you set? Don't worry. Can you set a max limit? Yeah, of course. All you do, I probably moved over it pretty fast in my demo. But all I did was I set a daily budget. So you totally control that. And if you're asking, so my daily budget was $20. And if you're asking if you can set a daily budget on the cost per view, you should be able to. They seem to be, seems like they're not doing cost per view. It might have been the way I set this up. Let me see if I can change the campaign type. There should be a way to control your cost per view. And a lot of times, let me see here, account level conversions. Yeah, see, they're always messing with the dashboard here, but I should be able to run a cost per view campaign, and I'm just stumbling a little to remember where that is. So, because they're only giving me target CPA, and they're saying the following bidding strategies aren't available. I've seen it sometimes where I go back later and then more options are available. I don't know why, if Google's forcing you to kind of run it one way to start, maybe that generates them more income, or they want the algorithm time to learn, and then you can set it to cost per view later. But it feels like every time I come in here is a little different. But yeah, that's a long-winded answer. You should be able to set it, or have at least set your budget by day, and turn it up and down as you need to. And of course, with all this stuff, you need to have the attitude that, hey, this could very well bomb, like not do well at all. I would just advise, don't give up on it. See if you can record a few versions of your own video, have a few people at your office record, because for whatever reason, one person might resonate more with this traffic than another. So if you have a team or something, just have a few people record this video and see what happens. So, but that's it. That's what I had to talk about today. Again, low attendance today, so I don't think we're gonna get much of a Q&A going. So I'm just gonna let you guys go about 20 minutes in here, and then we should have more of a buzzing activity tomorrow here. Just keep your head open for the task updates. That's exciting stuff. And go ahead and play around. I'd love to see in the Facebook group, if you do record one of these videos, I'd love it. If you want to share it, just share it over at insiderealestate.com/Facebook group. Say, hey, here's what I recorded, and share it with the community. And yeah, that would be great. So thanks a lot, guys. Have a good one. Bob, that's a great offer. I'll shoot you an email. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.